Hello friends, welcome to Exampur. I hope my voice is audible clearly, screen is visible, everything is set. So guys, I just want to let you know in the topic One Nation, One Fertilizers. I just want to just let you know about the One Nation, One Fertilizers. We are making the stabilization. We are making use of single brand name named Bharat for the fertilizers. You are not required to purchase this under the different or brand for the fertilizer, as we are known about the fact that whatever productivity we need to make the upgradation in case of agricultural goods, that has to be acquired and must important segment it is considered as, that is fertilizers. So we are trying to make it under the one umbrella, that is One Nation, One Fertilizers, and no multi-brand would be accessible now. Things are into the consideration. So all fertilizers bag and containing urea or ammonia phosphates, in which potash is not going to be there in case of DAP, and whatever NPK will brand the Bharat urea, Bharat DAP, Bharat MOP, single brand would be accessible in case of private and public in both the manufacturing cases. Whatever it be, whether it be private or public, things has to be accessible under single brand. Okay, it could be taken as the public arena. It could be taken as the public arena or the public monopoly. We can talk about monopoly. This is basically, this we can just make the estimation. This is basically for the welfare, the continuously increment in the prices. We are trying to make the regulation on such kind of domain if it is under the segment of one umbrella. Okay, this could be controllable in future. Number 2 is all about Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Urvarak Pariyojana. Whatever sense food subsidies, I have already told you about. In case of food subsidies, government is providing approximately 5.2% out of its budget, out of the GDP. 5.2% provisions has to be provided for food subsidies, and fertilizers are the part of the segment. Grant subsidies, fertilizer subsidy occupy a major portion into the segment, occupying the major segment into the segment. Okay, so what else we are talking about? Government maximum retail price. What we are trying to talk about? Continuously crisis happening in case of Ukraine, Russia, we do talk about. Number 2, we do talk about the pandemic case. Everywhere in the every decorum, we have gotten a kind of disrupted condition for the transportation segment. If things are not being transported, obviously fertilizers or the price level of the fertilizers has to go up, and it is going to make impact on the agrarian product, as our economy is agricultural based. Number 2, why we are trying to make the changes on this parameters? Because fertilizers are the key pointers. Why is it so? How this, especially this NPK, play a very major role? I am going to elaborate. Before going further, I just want to let you know about the retail prices, which is making the fluctuation. If it would be under the same brand, if it is going to be under one brand, it could be regulated easily. At least things would getting a shift from complex to the simpler processing. Next point is all about taking the credit. Whatever subsidy is being allocated by government is spending vast amount on it, and if you are making the regulation in it, whatever fluctuations you are occurring in case of agrarian goods, that is definitely getting uprising. That is definitely making increment due to the fertilizers prices as well. So if things would be under control, if things would be under regulation, it could be taken into the surveillance. Next is all about drawbacks. What could be the drawbacks we can take into the consideration? Incentive fertilizers companies, disincentivized companies, many of the companies or multi-brand companies working under the same scenario. So these are considered as the like disincentivized, as if we are blaming the companies for the fertilizers that they are not meeting the international standards and decorums and code of conducts which are being established on the international horizon whatsoever. It would be shifted towards the government arena. It would be fully dependent on government if it would be under Bharat brand. Okay. Next point is all about, next I am going to make the specification, as I have already mentioned about One Nation One Fertilizers I am talking about, and sell the fertilizers under single brand, and I am just talking about why the things are so important. If we are talking about the fertilizers, it is really so helpful for raising the productivity part. Many a times resources are lagging behind. First, if we do talk about the nitrogen, it is establishing the growth or making the plants greener. We can talk about making the plants greener. Next is all about phosphorus. It is helpful for the roots growth and protecting from the disease. Potassium as the disease resistant. So every fertilizers are playing different role. Okay. So in the same way, the way DAP, D-ammonia, potash we are just talking about, in this case we just have to eliminate this. Potash we have to just eliminate this because it is just getting it equipped with the help of phosphorus, sorry. Okay. So it is not only important nitrogen, as we are just talking about the making the plant greener and the growth faster, growing it faster, growth faster, and roots growths are dependent on the phosphorus. We are talking about things are resistible if we do talk about the disease, and potash is really so helpful in the disease resistant. So drought resistance, these kind of characteristics are to be undertaken under the fertilizers. So guys, do not forget to have the analysis of this topic, and such kind of questions are asked in the exam, and in this the highest weight. It is not necessary that we are fulfilling the fertilizers. We are talking about the fertilizers, so answer has to be fertilizer basis. No, it is not so. Okay. So for electricity generation would be the answer for the same. Okay. So please do not forget to download the Exampur app in order to take the free benefits available on the same app. Thank you so much. Have a great day to all.